So even though this is an incredibly big topic to cover, I'll try to keep it brief. Highly controversial, many unknowns about this. However, you'll probably have a good referent, if there is anything to this, if you think about Sense8 to some degree. So Sense8 has this idea in which an individual can sort of step in to another being in some important sense, and they take on the skills and attributes of that other person. My experience has been slightly different, and it's strange to even say that this might be possible. I'll first mention, in fact, it seems that it should be impossible, and it might be, but my experience, although very I haven't had a lot of interfacing with others directly to confirm this. So part of the intention of reaching out is to indeed try to see if there's any empirical grounding for this idea. So the way that I think this happens is that different people approach it from different angles. The general thesis here is that you can kind of approach it more from a vitalogical perspective, an emotional or a mental perspective, and there might be gradients in between that, but just generally speaking. Although I think this phenomena has a lot to do with certain kinds of meditative practices in general. I call it interbeing, and the idea here is that you are both yourself and the other simultaneously to some degree. The way I've experienced it is sort of a concretization of subtle energies, if that makes any sense. Where indeed there has been abilities to feel the other to such a degree that it's essentially like feeling the skin of the other person. Maybe not quite, but very, very close. So I reach out today to others that might be interested in sort of empirically verifying this or disproving it. And I do have another hypothesis here that this might be partly dependent on other person's abilities to feel subtle energies. So the particular reaching out into the intra-community seems somewhat helpful in that I think there'll be generally more people in that community that have some capacity for that. I'm interested to see if and where this goes. I should also perhaps note that there might be some dangers known and unknown correlated with this. Personally, it was somewhat traumatic to come to terms with to some degree, but also very interesting. So I'll note that. Be well.